Hello and welcome back to Cook Smart with Nehal. Today I'm going to make something fancy. It's called the Focaccia bread. It's not as difficult as it sounds. All it requires is a lot of patience because there is a lot of waiting game involved. So let's begin and we can do this. So the first step to doing the Focaccia bread is to proof the yeast. So I've taken 1 cup of warm milk, 2 tablespoons of yeast. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of yeast in the warm milk and 1 teaspoon of sugar. Mix this all well together and we'll leave it covered for around 10 minutes and see if it's proofed or not. If it's not proofed, we'll do this process once again. Okay, it's been 10 minutes. Let's check on to the yeast. Look at that. That's how your yeast needs to be. It has proved really well. The trick to this is that the milk needs to be warm enough, not very hot, otherwise the yeast will die, and not very cold, otherwise the yeast will not get activated. Okay, the next step is now to start making the dough for the bread. So I've taken 2 large cups of all-purpose flour or maida. I'm going to pour in the yeast little by little and start mixing it and kneading the dough. So I've added all the yeast. One thing I forgot to tell you was to add a pinch of salt. So I added a pinch of salt. I've taken some warm water just in case I need to knead the dough. So start kneading it. It'll get a little sticky, but that's fine. That's how it's going to behave. So just keep kneading the dough until it goes really soft. Dough has started to come together. You see, it was getting very sticky, but now it's no longer sticky. So we'll just knead it for another minute and then we'll cover it for it to rise. So the dough is ready. I'm just going to add a little of olive oil and then I'm just going to cover it with a plastic wrap. You can just cover it with a paper and leave it for around 45 minutes to 1 hour so that it rises, and we'll come and check on it once again after that. I'm just going to cover it. So it's been around 45 minutes to 1 hour. I'm going to check on the dough. Look at that, it's doubled in size. So we'll punch it a little bit and give it a knead once again. Okay, now I'm going to take a portion of this and then we are going to start placing it in the pan for baking. So just flatten this out in the pan. Okay, I rolled out the dough in the pan, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this rest for another hour and it's going to rise before we bake it, and then the fun part begins. So I've just put a little of olive oil and I'm going to cover this again. This is going to rise once again. So let's do it. It's been another hour and you can see the dough has risen a little bit more. I'm going to remove this. Look at that. And now let's skip to the fun part. So just going to pinch the dough a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and decorate this. I'm putting some jalapenos, some olives. You can put any choice of your vegetables, some tomatoes, capsicum, green bell peppers. You can go in for all the colorful ones as well. And I'm just going to add a little bit of black pepper. And oregano. You can add chili flakes if you want to, but my daughter does not like it very spicy, so I'm just going to leave it there. And just a little bit of olive oil. And we're ready to bake. Okay, I have preheated the oven at 380 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius. I'm going to put this in, and it's going in for baking for around 25 to 30 minutes. And I will see you guys. Look at that, it's baked and out, and it looks delicious. Enjoy, let me know how it turns out, and I will be happy to read your comments.